Hello, 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 and welcome to Oracle Priestess Noemi, Bear of Victory's channel. And for those of you who already know me, what's up? I am going to clear a bit, but I wanted to make sure that we knew that today is Wondering Wednesday. I'm not sure who will be, what energy we'll be pulling on. I'm thinking we'll be pulling on Scorpio, actually. Either Scorpio or Virgo. So let us see. Maybe even Taurus. I don't know. Let's see. I wanted to mention the Ring of Fire. That is what this eclipse is being called, the Ring of Fire, the annular eclipse. Okay, things have shifted since Capricorn's energy. I had to do Capricorn's reading twice, one on the clock, as I'm going into what we're about to say. So anyway, I just want to make sure that we have enough air in so we are able to balance out the energy since it has shifted. I'm pretty sure that the eclipse doesn't happen until tonight, but I was about to see. It says the first location to the partial phase of the annular eclipse begins at 11:43 a.m. Eastern Daylight. All right, so let's see. Then it says the first location to see the annular phase of the eclipse will be 12:50 p.m. and the first location to see maximum will occur between 2:45 p.m. EDT. And then right under that, it mentions Justin Bieber discusses overcoming dark times as P. Diddy videos resurface. So we're definitely be doing Scorpio energy. For me, Scorpio energy has to do with institutions, things happening on a large scale. Let's see, moving into the shift. There has been in the energy the headlines, which in another reading I talked about Thoughtful Thursdays and Forensic Fridays that have been one of the things that I actually had planned out for doing. However, for whatever reason, randomly, I started doing Teaching Tuesday and Wondering Wednesday, and I procrastinated upon doing the other things. Anyhow, so that could be a message for somebody. So stop procrastinating. But also, I feel like I've been very distracted. I'm not really distracted by social media. I'm not distracted by, I don't know, even political themes and the political climate. I've really been distracted with trying to understand my mission in the midst of all those things. I don't even like social media like that. But, in the reality of it, I understand how it affects my mission. It's not because it directly affects me, but it affects a community of people that I serve. And so I get really, caught up and take things personal sometimes. And when I start to do that, I start to waver in my own willpower, in my own self-discipline. And so I'm really fighting that during this time. And so I am hoping that I help at least one person in the world with any reading, that I'm able to serve and be obedient in the way that is being called, that I'm being called to do. So with that being said, I just really feel like, getting grounded, getting a plan, not paying attention to what's going on in the world, but also paying attention to what's going on in the world, but seeing what it is that the change that you can make. Because you want to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. And as I open, we have Destiny and Lord Cthulhu. And Lord Cthulhu came out in Leo's reading, which we just came from. I shuffled these already. So here we have it. Those are the dragon activations. Destiny, Lord Cthulhu. We have the healer and Destiny. This is another reading where it's going to really just show us the general energy, the general sense of things on a large scale, which would make sense because I am a sociologist. That is the main study, and political science, and also immigration and Latin studies. So I don't know why I'm telling you that, but maybe that means something to somebody. Maybe you're supposed to use your degree for something. We have Grace and Gaia, the healers of the earth, the starseeds, the light workers being called to task. We did talk about the aura. We did talk about the light workers. We've been talking about empaths. Grace is upon you. It is time to move. It is time to do. It is a time for the movers and the shakers. Okay, let us see. What is the main dragon message here? What is the main dragon message for Scorpio during the eclipse? Ascended Masters flip. The healer and serenity. That is the main general energy for Scorpio energy, those in Scorpio energy. And remember, all the readings are connected. They tell a story. There's a puzzle piece in each reading that you can take with you. So I'm going to turn off my little background noise over here. Let's see. Victory. I don't know why I'm going to tell you this, but it's a prompt. So, and I, in obedience, like to listen to my prompts. So, Oracle Priestess, Noemi, and then I have Bear of Victory. It's not a name I gave myself. Actually, I was born with another name, which I probably won't share here, but that name means bearer of victory. And then Noemi came about because I figured out that there were at least two names. And the two names that I had at birth. One was what I was told my father picked, and one that my mother picked. And because I was angry at my mother for the abandonment, for the drugs, for not choosing me, for me not feeling like I was enough, I decided that I would change my name. It meant a lot for me to be the name that my father had chosen for me. At least that was the story. My father died when I was 2 years old, and it was during a very, very interesting time. It was actually during a hurricane season in the Caribbean, which, you know what, I'm going to look it up just in case it's something important for somebody, and the dates are important. Okay, so hurricane, because it did have a name. Let me tell you, because we are in hurricane season right now with Hurricane Helene. So it was called the Atlantic hurricane season. It was in 1970. It was from June 1st to November 30th. During this time, I was actually in the Dominican Republic. That is the country of origin that my parents were born in, and basically my whole entire family. So my mom and my dad are from the Dominican Republic. And so during June 1st, 1970, and November 30th, 1970, I was in Dominican Republic because I was taken there to see my father because he was on his deathbed. And he requested that I be there. Well, apparently, in between June 1st and November 30th, 1970, I was lost in the hurricane. The hurricane swept me up and took me to another city, and I was alone, crying in diapers. There was a search party, and I was found. And I wasn't hurt. I had no broken bones. I don't know. And so from a very young age, I suffered the trauma of being lost, alone, hurt, but I survived the eye of the hurricane. And I think that is what the message is here. My father died literally that year, and literally the last day of Atlantic hurricane season, which was November 30th, 1970. That was the day that he died. Well, that's the way that he passed on, that day that he transcended. Light and love on your journey. I never got to meet him. I don't remember what he smells like, but it doesn't really matter because I feel like he's been a guiding light in my life. And the serenity and the healer card, I can strongly identify with, because no matter how long it takes, I am a seeker of the truth, and I try to find the way to help others to seek their own truth, no matter how long it takes. And that, for you, collective, Scorpio, whoever comes to this reading, that is your mission. The healer, serenity, a serene journey, a journey of distraction, a journey where you will have to fight and face, or just go with the flow of the eye of the hurricane. And some of you have already been through things like that in your life. But what is to come for this journey, for this community of people that you're going to help, this is what it's going to feel like. But you've been prepared for it. It's all going to go great. So, I hope that story helps someone, okay? Again, I get Psalms 103:8. Let us see what this justice message, what is going on. You may want to watch Libra's reading. I do feel a sense of serenity. I feel a sense of calm, knowing that you are a healer. You understand that. You understand what that means. And others don't have to understand it. You don't really care about how others feel. We have the end of the tough cycle approaches. Again, this is going back to the shift, the Capricorn reading, the shift. So far, it has been the shortest reading. The new start is coming, and that's an eclipse. And it is a new moon, a new beginning, the shift. It's going back to the 000 that I talked about. I tried to upload the 000, but it didn't let me, so it's not meant to be. The energy is gaining momentum. The energy of the eclipse today is gaining momentum. It's probably why I talked about it already. So it reached its ring of fire peak. I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to see it tonight in some places of the world. I'm not really sure what that is, or when that is. And I always do this, so let's go right here. I mean, this reading really just speaks for itself. Let me clarify what your message is, okay? Let me clarify your message. Let's clarify your message. Clarify your message. My son's playing the guitar. He knows that I'm recording, but for some reason, he thinks he's not as loud as he is actually. So hopefully you enjoy whatever he's playing. The thorn, the hammer. This represents small trials, dedicated to your journey and the Most High God. It contains double polarity of life and death, new beginnings, endings, new beginnings. It's a pattern. It's a pattern that will continue, and cycles will end, and you will have to choose what comes next each and every time. But you're up for the task. You've already been in the eye of the hurricane once. Okay. Let's see. I really believe that my journey really started then. It was the end for my father, and it was just a beginning for me. I often wonder if he traded spots, But anyway, let us see. Berkano, new beginning. The birch tree. Look it up. The divine feminine energy, empowerment, healing, fertility, regeneration, rebirth, the birth. Not only the rebirth, but the birth. Because rebirth is one thing, birth is another. JAR, a year, cycles, completion, changes, harvest, reaping rewards. And don't forget to sow. Whatever you sow now, the energy for sowing is reaching until spring. So whatever you're working on now, you will see come to fruition by spring, or maybe a couple months after, or maybe even before. But it's all coming. New beginnings. And some of you are in a time of mental conflict, and actually that is the ending, the end of mental conflict, the new beginning, 000 again, coming out. And here it's peaking. Firm foundation, which is root chakra, and we have triumphant success. All that have come out in some of the readings today. We have the root chakra, which we talked about when we talked about auras. We also have triumphant success, the sword, protection, move on. You're up to the task. You are taking on your mission. And rejoice in celebration, because it is here. There's a calmness to the energy. I just feel like I need to ride the wave. I feel like I need to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Party on down to the SKB. Just kick it. No, stop. So, Asclepius, the healer, the medicine healer, in particular, right there, just hidden. And my pyramids, well, they're not just mine. The pyramids that my husband and I make, we named them the Shrine of Asclepius. We actually started off by doing them like this, so without the light. And then my husband, he is an LED junkie. You can see all the crystals in there, and then there's copper springs so this is one of my personal ones. But he loves LED lights, and he's like, what if we added an LED light? I was like, do what you want to do. But they're a hit, because a lot of people obviously like LED lights. But the pyramid without the lights itself are powerful, and it's a healing tool. And on the community board, you can see about it, 1844 on the clock. But Asclepius is that snake with the sword through the middle going down. And I named our pyramid the Shrine of Asclepius. You should look it up, or you can read about it on the community board. If you want one, let me know. Happy to make one for you. We make those on an individual, for individual orders. We don't mass make them. We only make them by order. But his staff, Asclepius' staff, is important. The staff of Asclepius. Very, very, very beautiful. That is just very beautiful. I hope I helped heal at least one person in the world today. And I do sure hope it was you. If you need the activation, if you need a personal reading, just let me know. Leave a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Please do a like when you like the video. It helps share it throughout YouTube. And yeah, I'm so glad to be here. I know that times are going to be pretty tough on the scale of the levels of institution and politics and all these things that are coming forward about people who some of us used to respect or some of us used to look up to, especially when we think about what happened with R. Kelly and now P. Diddy. But then there was all that Me Too movement happening, you know. I am so glad for the patience. I'm so glad for the peace and for the faith that a lot of you have still stood firm on. And for those of you who feel like you may be wavering in your faith, just know that there is a plan. Okay? And so thank you for watching. I am grateful. Be well. Bye.